Have you ever wondered why simply getting up from a chair feels harder than it used to? Even though you eat right and stay active? What if I told you that one of the biggest reasons your legs feel weak might be hiding right there in your fruit bowl? Today, we're going to uncover 7 seemingly healthy fruits that could actually be draining your leg. Strengthen what to eat instead to feel steady, strong, and confident again else. But what if it's not? What if something you've believed was healthy your whole life is secretly holding you back every single day? Because here's the truth. Not all fruits are created equal, especially after age 60. Some fruits, while packed with vitamins, also carry hidden sugars, acids, and compounds that can worsen inflammation, spike your blood sugar, and slowly weaken your joints and muscles, quietly, gradually, until one day, you're left wondering why walking feels like wading through mud. So in this video, we're going to uncover the 7 common fruits silently weakening your legs, what's really happening inside your body after 60, and the delicious fruit alternatives that actually build muscle, ease joint pain, and keep you mobile and independent now. Before we get into the list, do me a quick favor, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. At Senior Health Boost, we talk about important health facts that most people overlook. And if this topic touches your heart, drop a 1 in the comments to let me know you're following. If not, go ahead and type a 0 either way. Your voice matters. Let's start with the first fruit on our list, one you probably thought was helping your joints. Pineapple, tropical, juicy, refreshing. It's been praised for years as a natural anti-inflammatory because of an enzyme called bromelain. Sounds healthy, right? But here's the twist. Pineapple is also loaded with natural sugar and powerful acids. For someone over 60, that combination can become a silent enemy. As we age, our blood vessels become more sensitive. Pineapple spikes your blood sugar quickly, which stresses those tiny vessels that supply your legs, feet, and joints. Over time, that leads to reduced oxygen flow. And what do you feel? Swelling? Pain? That dull ache in your calves after a walk? The stiffness in your knees when standing? And there's more. The acidity in pineapple can worsen joint inflammation, especially for those already living with END. If you're on blood thinners, bromelain in pineapple can interfere with your medications, making them too strong or not effective enough. That's not something you want sneaking up on you. The hardest part? You never suspect it. There's no immediate pain, no warning signs, just one day, your legs don't carry you the way they used to. So if pineapple is your go-to healthy snack, maybe it's time to rethink. But if that's what pineapple can do, what about the fruit most of us rely on for muscle support? Let's talk about bananas. Banana the muscle myth. You've probably heard it 1,000 times. Bananas are great for muscles. Eat a banana to stop leg cramps. Bananas give you energy. And for the longest time, that's what most of us believed. A banana before a walk, a banana after a workout. Some folks even treat them like natural multivitamins. They're soft, convenient, full of potassium, and they've got that sunny, friendly vibe that makes them feel like a perfect snack. But what if I told you this popular fruit, yes, even this seemingly innocent banana, might be working against you as you age? Let's take a closer look, because there's more going on beneath that yellow peel than most people realize. The sugar. Surprise, here's the thing that often gets overlooked. Bananas are loaded with natural sugars and fast-stage carbohydrates. That means when you eat a banana, especially on its own, your blood sugar spikes in fast. Now, when we're younger, our bodies are better equipped to handle these quick surges. Our metabolism is faster, our insulin response sharper. But after 60, everything slows down. Blood vessels become more fragile, circulation isn't as efficient, and sudden sugar spikes can start doing real damage, especially to small blood vessels in your legs and feet. Ever notice that heavy, dragging feeling in your calves after lunch? That unexpected tightness in your knees after you've been sitting? For a while, it might not be just aging. It might be your fruit bowl, bananas, and insulin resistance. As you get older, your body can start resisting insulin, the hormone that helps move sugar out of the blood and into your cells. When insulin doesn't work well, sugar lingers in the bloodstream. That sugar, it inflames the lining of your blood vessels. It thickens the blood. It slows circulation. Now imagine those little capillaries trying to deliver oxygen to your leg muscles. They're struggling. They're inflamed. They're not delivering what your legs need. So your muscles tire faster. Recovery slows, and your legs start to feel weaker. And here's the kicker. This doesn't happen after one banana. It's subtle, gradual. One banana here, one banana there. Over time, it builds until one day, climbing stairs feels harder than it used to. Your legs feel like they're made of stone. And you wonder, what happened? The fluid trap. Here's another ball. Bananas can cause your body to retain fluid, especially if you have heart issues. That extra fluid doesn't just hang out, it settles in your feet, your ankles, your knees. Ever looked down and thought, why do my socks leave such deep marks? That swelling, that puffiness, it's not just uncomfortable. It places even more strain on your joints, your ligaments, your circulation. And yet, we eat bananas thinking they're helping us because they've been marketed that way for decades. But I thought bananas prevented cramps. That's the most common response. And yes, it's true, bananas contain potassium, which is important for muscle contraction. But here's the nuance. As we age, our need for balanced electrolytes becomes more complex. Bananas alone won't fix a cramping problem if it's caused by poor circulation, inflammation, or medication side effects. And when that potassium comes packaged with a heavy dose of sugar and minimal magnesium or sodium to balance it, the benefits can be outweighed by the downsides. Silent weakening, the most dangerous part of this whole story. Bananas don't cause immediate pain. You won't eat one and suddenly feel like your legs are crumbling. No, it happens slowly. That's what makes it so tricky. You eat them, day after day, believing you're helping yourself. All the while, your body is quietly dealing with sugar spikes. Inflammation, swelling in, most of all, confusion. Why do my legs feel so heavy? Why do I cramp at night more often? Why am I losing strength even though I walk every day? Now you have part of the answer. It's not about banning bananas from your life. It's about understanding how your aging body interacts with demand, making smart decisions based on your current health. A moment to reflect. Let me tell you about George, one of our longtime viewers. He's 72, loves golf, eats clean, stays active, but for months, he couldn't figure out why his legs would ache the next morning after just 9 holes. He tried stretching, new shoes, massage, nothing worked. Then one day, we got to talking. I asked him about his diet. Turns out, he was eating 2 bananas a day, one with breakfast. One mid-afternoon, he cut back to half a banana, a few times a week, swapped in a boiled egg, some blueberries, or a few slices of avocado instead. Within 3 weeks, no more heavy legs. No more tight calves. He told me, I feel 10 years younger. Sometimes, the smallest changes make the biggest difference. What should you do? So, should you throw away all your bananas? Not necessarily, but if you're over 60 and experiencing nighttime leg cramps, swollen ankles, stiff knees, heavy legs after meals, it's worth reevaluating how often and how much you're eating bananas, especially if you're also dealing with diabetes, high blood pressure, or circulatory issues. Try spacing them out. Pair them with protein or healthy fat to slow digestion. Or better yet, rotate them with other lower sugar, anti-inflammatory fruits. Because once you understand how a banana can quietly become a muscle myth, you're already one step closer to reclaiming your strength. Coming up next. Now, if banana soft, mild, potassium-rich bananas can trigger this kind of effect, what about something even smaller? Something that looks harmless but may pack an even sharper inflammatory punch. Let's talk about grapes, the sweet, poppable snack that could be sneaking inflammation into your joints, one handful at a time. Stick with me. Your legs deserve it. Grapes. The inflammation trap. Now that we've peeled back the truth on bananas, let's move to something smaller, more delicate, more deceptive. Grapes. Tiny, juicy, sweet little spheres of joy. Right. They're easy to pop in your mouth, easy to add to a salad or snack plate, and they look harmless sitting in a fruit bowl. In fact, they carry the reputation of being heart-healthy and antioxidant-rich. Red grapes, green grapes, seedless grapes, they're practically a staple in any healthy kitchen. But for seniors, especially those over 60, the story gets complicated. Let me explain. A sweet bite with a sour side at first glance. Grapes seem like a perfect snack. They're hydrating. They're natural, they're low in fat, but what many people don't realize is that grapes are loaded with fructose, a form of natural sugar that's rapidly absorbed by the body and processed directly in the liver. Here's where things start to shift. When you eat a handful of grapes, that fructose doesn't just give you energy. In an aging body, especially one with slower metabolism and reduced insulin sensitivity, it starts to build up. If your liver can't process all that fructose efficiently, it converts the excess into fat and uric acid. That uric acid is the same stuff that causes gout, joint pain, and chronic inflammation in your legs. What does that feel like? Let's say you eat a bowl of grapes in the evening. You go to bed around 3 a.m. You wake up with that strange pain in your big toe or an odd pressure in your calves. Maybe your knees feel tight in the morning. You shrug it off. Must be the weather, you think. But the truth is, your body might be responding to elevated uric acid and inflammation, both of which are silently driven by what you ate earlier. One small fruit, eaten innocently. One big inflammatory response. Why this matters for your legs? Your legs are especially vulnerable to these changes because circulation weakens with age. Muscles need more oxygen to stay strong and flexible. Joints already under stress from arthritis or aging cartilage become more sensitive to inflammatory triggers. When you flood your system with sugar, even natural sugar, like fructose, your body reacts, not just with a sugar crash, but with inflammation that builds up over time. And that's what makes grapes so tricky. They don't taste dangerous, they don't feel indulgent, but they can quietly contribute to swollen ankles, stiff knees, morning aches in the legs, that nagging pain when standing up after sitting too long. Easy to overeat. One of the other issues with grapes is portion control or the lack of it. Unlike a banana, which you eat one at a time, grapes are bite-sized. You don't think twice about grabbing another handful, and then another. Before you know it, you've eaten 2, 3. maybe even 4 cups of grapes. That's dozens of grams of sugar without fiber, fat, or protein to slow it down. A sugar rush, followed by a crash, followed by inflammation. It adds up, especially if you snack on grapes regularly, thinking they're a safe choice. What should you do? The good news? You don't have to give up grapes forever, but if you're over 60, dealing with leg weakness, joint stiffness, or unexplained soreness, it might be time to take a closer look. Here are some quick tips. Limit your portion to a small handful, about 10 to 12 grapes. Pair grapes with protein or healthy fat like a few almonds or a slice of cheese. Skip the grape juice. It concentrates the sugar and removes the fiber entirely. Stay hydrated and monitor your uric acid levels. If you have a history of joint pain or gout, one more thought before we move on. It's not about fear. It's about awareness. Just like bananas. Grapes aren't evil, but they're not neutral either, especially as we age. Every bite we take affects our body's ability to move, to stay strong, to feel light on our feet. And when it comes to maintaining leg strength, we have to be smarter than the labels. We have to understand how these everyday foods interact with our changing bodies. So now that we've looked at this juicy little trap, what's next? Let's talk about the next fruit on the list. It's light, fresh, and feels like pure hydration. But what if that water-rich fruit is actually a sugar bomb in disguise? Let's move on to the watermelon, the bogus retorso. We've just unwrapped the truth about grapes, those innocent little fruits with a not-so-innocent inflammatory secret. But now, let's talk about a fruit that feels like the epitome of health. Watermelon. It's the poster child of summer. Refreshing, juicy, light. It's 92% water. After all, how could something so hydrating be anything but healthy? That's exactly the trap. Watermelon has become so synonymous with hydration that many older adults treat it like a free pass. It's mostly water, we tell ourselves. It's got vitamins. It's low in calories. And hey, it tastes amazing. But here's where things get sneaky. Because not all hydration is helpful, and not all sugars are harmless, especially for a body over 6. A sugar spike in disguise. Talk numbers. Watermelon has one of the highest glycemic indexes of all fruits, meaning it spikes your blood sugar faster than almost anything else you could eat. That sweet, watery bite, it rushes straight into your bloodstream like a wave. In a younger, active body, your metabolism can handle it. But as we age, our insulin response slows. Our muscle cells resist sugar uptake, and our blood vessels become more fragile. That means one slice of watermelon can send your blood sugar soaring, and your body into an inflammatory tailspin. The result? That warm, heavy sensation in your legs, the puffiness around your ankles, that odd ache in your calves that wasn't there yesterday. Why it hurts the legs first? Here's something most people don't realize. Your legs are often the first to show signs of poor circulation and sugar damage. Why? Because they're the farthest from your heart. They rely on small capillaries and healthy blood flow to get oxygen and nutrients. But when sugar surges and inflammation build up, those tiny vessels narrow, they become less efficient, and the muscles they support, they start to suffer. Watermelon might make you feel like you're hydrating, but inside, your circulatory system is under pressure. Your knees, your ankles, your calves there, bearing the weight, and if you already deal with arthritis or joint issues, that sugar spike can intensify inflammation in those joints, making movement harder and recovery slower. The portion problem now. Let's talk about how we eat watermelon. Have you ever eaten just one cube? Didn't think so. Watermelon is dangerously easy to overeat. One slice turns into 3. Before you know it, you've eaten the sugar equivalent of a candy bar without even noticing. And because it's mostly water, it doesn't feel heavy in your stomach. That's what makes it a bogus hydrator. It quenches your thirst in the moment, but behind the scenes, it's stressing your blood sugar, dehydrating your joints, and pushing your legs into discomfort. The hidden swelling. Many seniors experience unexplained swelling in the legs. The ankles puff up, sand, they never suspect the watermelon. But when we look closer, it's a perfect storm. High sugar, rapid absorption, poor circulation, pre-existing joint inflammation together, they create that slow-building leg fatigue that sneaks up on you. And you think it's just age, but it might be. That summer slice. What can you do? You don't have to cut out watermelon entirely. But if you're noticing leg swelling, fatigue, or joint pain, it might be time to rethink your portion size. Here's what helps. Stick to a small serving, just a cup, paired with a protein like a handful of nuts. Avoid eating watermelon alone on an empty stomach. Don't treat it as a hydration substitute. Water is always better for actual hydration. Watch for signs. If your legs feel worse after watermelon, listen to that signal. From sweet to strategic, remember, watermelons aren't villains. But for older adults trying to preserve leg strength and stay mobile, they're not as innocent as they seem. Hydration is vital, but hydration with high sugar and inflammation? That's a price your legs shouldn't have to pay. And if watermelon is the sweet trap we never saw coming, what about the next fruit? It's bright, it's citrusy, and it's practically worshipped for its vitamin C. But for aging joints, it could be a silent saboteur. Let's talk about oranges and why their acidic bite might be hurting more than helping. Oranges, the acid attack on joints. We just peeled back the truth on watermelon, the fruit that wears a mask of hydration while secretly fueling leg fatigue. But what about the fruit that seems to sit on every breakfast plate in America? The one in your morning juice, your immune-boosting supplements, your afternoon snack. Oranges. Bright, zesty, cheerful. They're often considered the health halo fruit. After all, they're packed with vitamin C, right? They keep colds away. They support immune health. They're supposed to be good for you, but here's what most seniors don't realize. Oranges may also be quietly making your joints ache and your mornings harder. Let's break it down. The citrus glow and the acidic truth, a tangy fresh flavor. It comes from citric acid, a compound that gives citrus fruits their distinctive taste. But inside your body, especially if you're over sick, the citric acid can be more foe than friend. As we age, our joints naturally lose cushioning. Cartilage becomes thinner, synovial fluid decreases, and inflammation is more common. Combine that with slower metabolism and reduced circulation, and you've got the perfect storm. Now add daily doses of acidic juice to that environment, like orange juice, every morning, and what happens? That acid begins to irritate already sensitive tissues, fueling low-grade inflammation in places like your knees, hips, and ankles. The very joints that keep you mobile, independent, and pain-free. The joint pain nobody blames on fruit. If you've ever stood up in the morning and felt a tight ache in your knees, or noticed a subtle burning in your hips after sitting for too long, you may have chalked it up to aging, but think back. Did you start your day with a glass of orange juice, a few slices of citrus, because that's how it works? Oranges don't cause sharp, immediate pain. They chip away at your comfort slowly. A little stiffness here, a touch of soreness there, until one day, you realize your legs don't move the way they used to. And it's not just the acid. Sugar. In disguise, yes, oranges are natural, but they're also surprisingly high in natural sugars, especially when juiced. Orange juice, even when labeled 100% pure, delivers a concentrated sugar hit. No fiber to slow it down, just sugar fast and direct. And for seniors, that means spikes in blood sugar, followed by insulin crashes. Over time, this process promotes inflammation in the joints, muscle fatigue, and even worsens conditions like arthritis or gout. So you've got acid and sugar working together against your legs, kind of like pouring lemon juice on a paper cut again and again, every day. But aren't oranges healthy? They can be in moderation and in the right context. Oranges are rich in vitamin C, which supports collagen production and immune function. But for aging joints, especially in individuals already managing inflammation, arthritis, or blood sugar concerns, too much citrus can do more harm than good. Think of it like sun exposure. A little can boost your health. Too much, and it starts to burn. Real stories, real clues. I once met Carol, a 68-year-old with fierce independence and a morning routine she never strayed from. Coffee, toast, and a tall glass of orange juice. But she started waking up with hip stiffness. Her knees began to ache after short walks. She figured it was just getting older, until her doctor suggested cutting citrus for a few weeks. Within 10 days, her symptoms eased, her steps felt lighter, her joints were less hot. She swapped the juice for a handful of blueberries and never looked back. Sometimes, the biggest healing starts with the smallest changes. What should you do? You don't need to eliminate oranges completely, but it's smart to avoid drinking orange juice daily, especially on an empty stomach. Limit citrus if you already have arthritis, gout, or joint inflammation. Pair citrus with protein or fiber to slow sugar absorption. Listen to your body. If you feel more stiffness after a citrus-heavy day, take note. Moving on with smarter choices. So now you know the fruit we praise for health might actually be silently fueling your pain. But the good news, once you're aware, you can make better choices. And there are still delicious, healing fruits that support strong legs and healthy joints. Speaking of which, the next fruit on our list might look like the safest of them all. It's crisp, it's green, it's even labeled low sugar, but it hides a sour surprise that could be slowly draining your energy and tightening your knees. Let's talk about green apples and why they're not as gentle as they appear. Green apples, the hidden cause of leg pain. We've just peeled back the truth about oranges, the healthy citrus that may be adding fuel to your joint inflammation. But what if I told you the next fruit on our list is often considered the safe choice? It's green, it's crisp, it's low in sugar. People reach for it thinking, this is the smart snack. I'm talking about green apples and how they might be silently contributing to the aches, cramps, and leg pain you feel more and more often. Let's dive in. The clean reputation. Green apples have long been seen as the good kid on the fruit shelf compared to their red cousins. They're tart instead of sweet. They have fewer calories, lower sugar, and a refreshing crunch to most people, especially seniors watching their weight or blood sugar. Green apples feel like the perfect choice, something you can eat raw, toss in a salad, or nibble on before bed. But beneath that shiny skin is something many people especially those over 60 don't realize. Green apples can cause leg stiffness, joint irritation, and muscular fatigue in obvious, dramatic ways, but in slow, sneaky patterns that build over time. The acid nobody talks about, that tart, sour bite, it comes from malic acid, a natural compound that gives green apples their signature zing. Malic acid is useful in young, healthy bodies, even plays a role in energy production. But in aging bodies, especially with sensitive stomachs or worn-down joints, it can do more harm than good. Here's how. Malic acid irritates tissues, especially in people with gut sensitivity or joint inflammation. Once absorbed, it can trigger flare-ups in places already prone to pain: the knees, hips, thighs, and ankles. Over time, it may lead to persistent tightness or a burning sensation in the legs, especially during movement or at night. It's the kind of discomfort that creeps in so slowly you don't notice it's connected to what you're eating. The sugar surprise. But wait, you might say, I thought green apples had less sugar. You're right, they taste less sweet, but they still contain natural sugar. And that sugar can spike blood sugar levels in people with slower metabolisms or insulin resistance. And just like with oranges or bananas, blood sugar spikes create inflammation, which contributes to cramping at night, stiff legs in the morning, weakness when climbing stairs, overall sluggishness in your lower body. Especially when eaten before bed or on an empty stomach, green apples can destabilize your blood sugar and quietly drain your energy. Real life clues. I remember meeting Harold, 73 years old and sharp as a tack. He told me his nighttime leg cramps were getting worse. Faven though, he wasn't eating anything bad. Turns out, every evening he had a sliced green apple with a bit of peanut butter. It helps me sleep, he said. But after just 10 days of removing the apple from his nightly routine, his cramps eased. His hips didn't ache in the morning. He was stunned. It never occurred to me, he said. I thought green apples were always a safe bet. Sometimes our assumptions can be the very thing holding us back. What you can do, you don't need to give up apples entirely, but you do need to listen to your body. If you're experiencing tightness in your legs, sudden foot discomfort, a burning feeling in your thighs or knees, unexplained nighttime leg cramps, it might be time to switch things up. Here are a few simple tips. Avoid eating green apples at night or on an empty stomach. Pair them with protein or fiber like cheese or a few nuts to slow the sugar impact. Watch for patterns. Keep a food journal. Track what you eat and how your legs feel the next day. Consider switching to acid fruits like pears or berries if symptoms persist. Moving forward, mindfully, you see, it's not about villainizing fruit. It's about choosing the right fruit for your body at this stage in life. What worked for you in your 30s may not serve you now, and that's okay. Green apples might still be healthy in the general sense, but for you, especially if you're noticing increasing pain, fatigue, or stiffness, they could be the hidden culprit. Coming up next, we'll talk about a fruit that's beloved in every summer picnic, loaded with hydration and, yet maybe fooling your joints with every juicy bite. Let's uncover the truth behind mango, the sugar explosion for your legs. Mango, the sugar explosion for your legs. In the last segment, we revealed the surprising downside of green apples, those crisp, healthy snacks that might be stiffening your joints and zapping your energy. But what if we shift to something tropical, something sweet, juicy, and oh so loved? That fruit you dream of during summer, the one you slice with delight and savor like a dessert. Let's talk about mango, the final fruit on our list, and quite possibly the biggest sugar bomb of them all. Yes, mango, delicious, velvety, fragrant, and potentially one of the most damaging fruits for aging legs. It tastes like candy, because it acts like it. Mango is known as the king of fruits in many cultures. It's rich in antioxidants, vitamins, and enzymes. Sounds like a superfood, right? But here's the thing they don't tell you. Mangoes are absolutely packed with sugar. One medium-sized mango can contain up to 45 grams of natural sugar. That's more than a can of soda. And for a younger, active body, that sugar spike might be manageable. But in older adults, especially those over 60 with slower metabolisms and less efficient insulin response, that much sugar can trigger a cascade of problems. What happens inside your body? Imagine this. You sit down on a warm afternoon, slice open a mango, and enjoy every juicy bite. You feel great momentarily. But behind the scenes, your blood sugar is spiking fast. The pancreas scrambles to release insulin. Your cells don't respond the way they used to. That sugar surge ends in a crash. And each time this happens, it triggers inflammation in joints, swelling in the lower legs, fatigue that drags on for hours, and even nerve pain in the toes and feet over time. This pattern creates deep-rooted issues: pain in your knees, burning in your calves, heaviness in your thighs, making even short walks uncomfortable. Why mango is especially tricky. Mango feels light and innocent. It's mostly water, right? That's the trick. Because it tastes like a fruit and feels natural, we let our guard down. We eat more of it than we realize. One slice becomes two. Two becomes half the fruit. Before you know it, you've consumed a sugar load equivalent to a large dessert. And because it's so soft and easy to chew, it digests fast, spiking blood sugar even faster than other fruits. If you're someone who's already dealing with neuropathy, swollen ankles, joint tenderness, or sluggish circulation, that spike might make your symptoms worse without you realizing the cause. Real life wake-up call. Let me share a story. A client of ours, Margaret, 67 years old and active, came to us confused. "Why do my feet swell every night?" she asked. "I don't eat junk food. I don't even drink soda." Turns out, she'd been blending mango into her morning smoothies every day thinking it was helping her inflammation. After a week of removing it, the swelling around her ankles went down. The tightness in her knees started to ease, and she had more stable energy throughout the day. So, what's the verdict? Is mango bad? Not necessarily. But for aging body, it can be a hidden trigger, especially if you're eating it often, you're already dealing with blood sugar issues, or your legs have been feeling heavier and more tired lately. The key is awareness and moderation. If you love mango, try eating half a portion and pairing it with protein, like yogurt or nuts, avoiding mango late at night or after long periods of sitting, watching for how your legs feel the next day, and always remember necio doesn't mean harmless, especially when it comes to circulation and inflammation. What comes next? So now that you've seen how even the most beloved fruits, pineapple, banana, grapes, watermelon, oranges, green apples, and mango can quietly chip away at your leg, strength and mobility, you might be wondering, what should I eat instead? Don't worry, coming up next we'll share the top fruits that actually protect your joints, fuel your muscles, and support stable energy without triggering inflammation or sugar crashes. Because it's not just about what to avoid, it's about discovering the powerful foods that help you walk stronger, feel lighter, and move through life with confidence. Let's step into that next chapter, starting with the healing power of berries. Healing fruits to choose instead. The fruits that strengthen, not weaken. So, now you know the truth. Those 7 seemingly innocent fruits, pineapple, banana, grapes, watermelon, oranges, green apples, and mango, can slowly erode your leg strength, fuel joint inflammation, and leave you more tired than refreshed. But here's the good news. Not all fruits are the enemy. In fact, some are powerful allies fighting inflammation, improving circulation, nourishing your muscles, and giving your joints a break. You just need to know which ones to choose. Let's talk about the healing fruits. These are the ones that can help you stay mobile, pain-free, and strong well into your 60s, 70s, 80s, and beyond. Berries, the tiny warriors. First up, berries. Blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, strawberries. These aren't just delicious. They're tiny, nutrient-packed, anti-inflammatory powerhouses. They're low in sugar, high in antioxidants, and gentle on your digestive system. But the real magic lies in their ability to fight oxidative stress, the internal rust that builds up in our joints and tissues as we age. One study from the Journal of showed that adults who consumed berries regularly had better leg function, stronger grip, and faster walking speeds than those who didn't. Have you ever noticed how your knees feel a little less creaky after a day of clean eating? Berries help make that happen. Plus, they support vascular health, meaning your blood vessels stay more flexible and open, letting oxygen and nutrients reach your legs more efficiently. You can toss them into oatmeal, blend them into smoothies, or just enjoy a small bowl in the afternoon. 2 cherries, relief in every bite now. If you've ever dealt with gout, arthritis, or nagging joint pain, cherries might be your new best friend. Tart cherries especially contain compounds that lower uric acid levels and reduce flex. But even sweet cherries, in small amounts, can bring real relief. Studies have shown that people who consumed cherries regularly had a 35% lower risk of gout attacks and reported less pain and swelling in knees, ankles, and hips. The key: moderation. Just a small handful, not a full bowl. Try having 5 or 6 cherries in the evening, especially after a walk or physical activity. Your legs just might thank you the next morning. 3. Avocados, the creamy joint protectors. Surprised? Yes, avocado is a fruit, and it's one of the best for your joints, muscles, and energy. It's loaded with monounsaturated fats, the good kind, that reduces inflammation from the inside out. And unlike sugary fruits, it doesn't spike your blood sugar. Avocados also contain magnesium and potassium, 2 critical minerals for smooth muscle contractions and steady circulation. If your legs cramp at night or feel weak during the day, adding half an avocado to your lunch or dinner could make a real difference. And here's a bonus. Healthy fats from avocados help absorb fat-soluble vitamins like D and K, which your bones and joints desperately need as you age. Enjoy it sliced on whole grain toast, mashed into guacamole, or blended into a green smoothie. 4. Papaya, the gut-friendly muscle soother. If digestion is a challenge, and for many seniors, papaya can be your gentle helper. This soft, orange-fleshed fruit contains papain, a natural enzyme that aids digestion and reduces inflammation, especially in the lower body. It's also rich in vitamin C, which helps rebuild connective tissue around your joints and supports the immune system. But what makes papaya truly healing is how light and easy it is to digest, making it ideal for days when you feel bloated, tired, or inflamed. Try pairing papaya with a spoonful of Greek yogurt for added protein, and gut-friendly probiotics. 5. Pear's the sweet, steady energy source. Lastly, don't overlook the humble pear. With its soft texture, mild sweetness, and gentle fiber, pear is ideal for those who want to stabilize blood sugar, support digestion, and avoid inflammation. Unlike sugary tropical fruits, pears have a low glycemic index, meaning they release sugar slowly, providing steady energy rather than a spike can crash. Plus, the fiber in pears helps regulate cholesterol and improves nutrient absorption, ensuring that your muscles and joints get what they need. A sliced pear with a few almonds? That's a powerful anti-inflammatory snack that tastes great too. It's not about fear, it's about smart fueling. Now, here's what I want you to remember. This isn't about fearing food, it's not about cutting everything out. It's about knowing your body, understanding how it's changing, and choosing fruits that support the stage of life you're in. You're not the same as you were at 25, and that's okay, but your fruit bowl should evolve too. Choosing the right fruits isn't just about nutrition, it's about mobility, energy, strength, and independence, because every day your legs carry you to the garden, to the store, to your grandkids, to your life. Feed them wisely. Coming up next. In the next section, we'll wrap it all up with a heartfelt message for you, why your strength matters, how you can protect it starting today, and the small daily actions that lead to long-lasting vitality. But first, if this video has helped, open your eyes. Take a moment to like, comment, and subscribe. Your story might inspire someone else. Your words might be exactly what someone needs to hear today. Let's keep going together. You've made it all the way here. That says something. It tells me you care. Not just about information, but about your future, your health, your ability to walk confidently, rise from a chair without effort, and keep doing the things you love, without that creeping stiffness or lingering soreness. Let me tell you something many people won't. You're not broken. You're just adjusting. Aging isn't the problem. It's how we fuel our bodies as they age that makes all the difference. Maybe you've been told your leg pain is just getting older. Maybe you've accepted the tiredness in your calves, the swelling in your ankles, the slower pace on your morning walk. But what if it didn't have to be that way? What if the answer wasn't in a pill bottle or surgery center, but right there in your kitchen? That's the truth. No one is talking about the foods you eat every day, either fuel your strength or steal it slowly. And now you know better. Seen how certain fruits, no matter how innocent they appear, can quietly weaken your legs, inflame your joints, and drain your energy. But you've also seen how others like berries, cherries, avocados, and pears can do the exact opposite. They can heal, rebuild, and restore. So what's next? Not a complete overhaul. Not a drastic diet. Just one small shift at a time. Start by swapping a sugary fruit for a healing one. Add a handful of blueberries to your breakfast. Choose avocado. Toast over orange juice. Notice how you feel after a walk. Listen to your body, because your legs are not just limbs. They are your foundation, your freedom, your connection to everything you love. Your garden, your grandkids, your dance classes, your walks in the fall leaves, your independence. Every step matters. Every choice builds momentum, and here's the beautiful part. It's never too late to start. You haven't missed your window. You're not too far gone. Your body is waiting. It wants to be strong again. It wants to feel good. It just needs you to give it the right support. So the next time you reach for a fruit, ask yourself, is this fueling me or draining me? And when you choose the right ones, your legs will notice. You'll wake up lighter, walk further, sit down, and stand up without groaning. And you'll smile, because you did that. You made that change. You reclaimed your strength naturally, gently, intentionally, because you're not here just to survive these years. You're here to thrive in them. You're here to live with joy, energy, and purpose. And we're here to walk that path with you. Join the movement. You're not alone. If today's video opened your eyes even just a little, don't keep it to yourself. There's someone else out there, maybe a friend, maybe your spouse, maybe your sister who's feeling the same pain and doesn't know why. Share this with them. Be the spark. And if you found this helpful, do one more thing for yourself and for us. Click the like button. It helps us know what matters to you and helps others discover this message. Subscribe to Senior Health Boost. This channel is built for you. Real stories, real science, real solutions for stronger legs, a healthier heart, better sleep, and more independence. Turn on notifications so you never miss a tip that could change your daily life. And lastly, drop us a comment. Tell us, what fruit are you switching out? What small step are you taking this week? We read every word, and we reply, because you matter here. This isn't just a video, it's a movement, a community, a space where growing older doesn't mean growing weaker. Here, at Senior Health Boost, we believe one step stronger starts with one smart choice, and you just made it. We'll see you in the next video. You've made it all the way here. That says something. That tells me you care, not just about information, but about your future, your health, your ability to walk confidently, rise from a chair without effort, and keep doing the things you love without that creeping stiffness or lingering soreness. Let me tell you something many people won't. You're not broken. You're just adjusting. Aging isn't the problem. It's how we fuel our bodies as they age that makes all the difference. Maybe you've been told your leg pain is just getting older. Maybe you've accepted the tiredness in your calves, the swelling in your ankles, the slower pace on your morning walk. But what if it didn't have to be that way? What if the answer wasn't in a pill bottle or surgery center, but right there in your kitchen? That's the truth. No one is talking about the foods you eat every day, either fuel your strength or steal it slowly. And now you know better. Seen how certain fruits, no matter how innocent they appear, can quietly weaken your legs, inflame your joints, and drain your energy. But you've also seen how others like berries, cherries, avocados, and pears can do the exact opposite. They can heal, rebuild, and restore. So what's next? Not a complete overhaul, not a drastic diet. Just one small shift at a time. Start by swapping a sugary fruit for a healing one. Add a handful of blueberries to your breakfast. Choose avocado. Toast over orange juice. Notice how you feel after a walk. Listen to your body, because your legs are not just limbs. They are your foundation, your freedom, your connection to everything you love. Your garden, your grandkids, your dance classes, your walks in the fall leaves, your independence. Every step matters. Every choice builds momentum, and here's the beautiful part. It's never too late to start. You haven't missed your window. You're not too far gone. Your body is waiting. It wants to be strong again. It wants to feel good. It just needs you to give it the right support. So the next time you reach for a fruit, ask yourself, is this fueling me or draining me? And when you choose the right ones, your legs will notice. You'll wake up lighter, walk further, sit down, and stand up without groaning. And you'll smile, because you did that. You made that change. You reclaimed your strength naturally, gently, intentionally, because you're not here just to survive these years. You're here to thrive in them. You're here to live with joy, energy, and purpose. And we're here to walk that path with you. Join the movement. You're not alone. If today's video opened your eyes even just a little, don't keep it to yourself. There's someone else out there, maybe a friend, maybe your spouse, maybe your sister who's feeling the same pain and doesn't know why. Share this with them. Be the spark. And if you found this helpful, do one more thing for yourself and for us. Click the like button. It helps us know what matters to you and helps others discover this message. Subscribe to Senior Health Boost. This channel is built for you. Real stories, real science, real solutions for stronger legs, a healthier heart, better sleep, and more independence. Turn on notifications so you never miss a tip that could change your daily life. And lastly, drop us a comment. Tell us, what fruit are you switching out? What small step are you taking this week? We read every word, and we reply, because you matter here. This isn't just a video, it's a movement, a community, a space where growing older doesn't mean growing weaker. Here, at Senior Health Boost, we believe one step stronger starts with one smart choice, and you just made it. We'll see you in the next video.